Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. Here we are once again. My brother Mudassar is here to join me for a Real Madrid versus Inter match, and he's wearing that retro drip. I'm loving it. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Thank you for having me back, bro. It's always good to talk to you. I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro. Thank you for coming on once again. Yeah, it's like a little last minute plans. There was a couple of subscribers that said like, "Is Mudassar coming on for the preview?" And I was like, I might as well ask him. And yeah, as always, the guy is just came through like a star that he is. And yeah, it's not going to be a long one today, guys, because obviously we've already done a preview for the last one. So we're just going to kind of chat about how both teams are doing, and obviously predict the lineups and that kind of stuff. And if you guys got any questions for Mudassar, just get him into the comment section, and let me just quickly check in on the people that are early, nice and early, on time. Costas in the house as well. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying my cover, if you guys saw, I don't know if you've seen the Mudassar today. Inter
Yeah, so
released this collab with the Montclair, and they looked like they were like shooting the Matrix, the new Matrix film. So I had to use that as the thumbnail. It looks fire. Yeah, we got Eric in the house as well, who feels like we were doing better than Real Madrid last time around, and yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah, Napoli talk in the house as well. Another Napoli YouTuber. Make sure you guys go check him out. Milan playing, of course, tomorrow, as Keston's pointed out. Game man's in the house. Bokar Diop, what's up, brother? Channel member in the house. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. And yeah, I'm very excited. Very excited for the game tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one. Eduardo, Gerald in the house. He has to say something to say about the backline versus Madrid. Yeah, make sure you get it in there. Yeah, both teams are in form coming into the Zaza. Don't know if you're Simone Zaza or that's just your nickname, but good to see you in the house. Yeah, Mudasa, man. Let's get straight into it, man. Let's talk about last match round. Obviously, we always do the preview, but we don't really get to talk after the match. What did you make of it? Because I feel like it was a harsh scoreline at the end of it. I think Inter played well. We created chances. We should have taken at least one of those chances. Lautaro, Dzeko, wasteful as they are. And in the end, you guys punish us once again. Rodrigo, man, that guy punishing us again. What did you make of that game?
yeah, I thought it was fairly even. In fact, I'd probably say on the basis of chances, you probably edged it.
Hmm.
We were going through a weird phase, man, and that weird phase sort of continued after our narrow win against you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rodrigo just popped up. It was just a moment of brilliance, right? The combination was nice.
Yeah.
And Camavinga, I think it was his assist.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they made the difference. But yeah, we were weak. Ferland Mendy wasn't there, and so you find, as far as I remember, you're finding it quite easy to get in behind, create chances that way. It'll be a different game. I think this time. I think both teams will set up differently, and obviously both teams are full of confidence as well. So hopefully it shouldn't be as cagey as well. I think it'd be quite a free flowing game to some
Hmm.
extent.
Yeah, and the game man's asked last time round, you were too confident, he says. But I guess when you're a Real Madrid fan, you have to be very confident in your team. But how do you feel about going into this one?
Not as confident actually, believe it or
Is
not, and I should have more reason to be confident. But I guess Inter Milan are a better team now as well, aren't they? See, like I've been watching. I haven't been watching full games. I've been watching bits and bobs. I watched Rome. I watched you against Rome, and I was quite impressed. It was almost curtains in the first half, wasn't it? It was finished
Yeah,
as
gone.
a contest. Particularly liked how you're heavily going through Bastoni and Dumfries. Dumfries looks like a absolute banger of a signing for you, lot, man. Like replacing Hakimi with him, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, still, it's a bit mixed. It's still a bit mixed. I think you saw, yeah, that Roma match was definitely a good match from him, but he's been a bit up and down. It takes Serie A is a difficult league to adapt to, so he's taking his time. But yeah, he's definitely. I think it was a good signing for sure, as you said, to replace Hakimi. You could
Yeah,
do much worse than Dumfries.
you seem to
But
be playing.
sorry,
Sorry, you
no, no,
seem to be
continue.
playing a lot faster as well. Like in possession and transition, seems to be a lot more faster and passing the ball a lot faster. Like not players aren't holding it onto the ball. I don't know if it was just a unique case against Roma. but it seemed to be like possession was recycled a lot faster.
Yeah, I think at the same time it was Roma were just very poor that day as well. Like there was very poor. There was no pressing pretty much from Roma, so it was very easy.
Mm.
But yeah, I'd agree. We're definitely a little bit more attacking under Inzaghi, and we saw that against you guys as well. Like we can create lots of chances in the match. Like we're the top scorers in the Serie A, and yeah, we've got like the highest XG, all that kind of stuff. So we are a good chance creation team, but yeah, we're not very efficient with it though, as the last match round showed. So it really is going to depend a lot on how Dzeko and Lautaro, which shooting boots have they put on, or did they put their shooting boots on? Tomorrow evening at the Bernabeu. Is it the newly refurbished Bernabeu, by the way?
Still in progress. There's obviously a certain amount of fans. I think we're getting about 30 to 50,000 fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can see like the skeleton of the roofs there and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
It's looking good. As always, but yeah, when it's done, man, it's gonna be a masterpiece.
Yeah. It's definitely need to visit once it's all done. It looks amazing, and yeah, you guys' form has been amazing coming into this, hasn't it? Like the top of La Liga by like what 8 points, 9 points.
Yeah, like yeah, I touched upon it a bit earlier. Like so, since we played you lot in what was it, mid of September, wasn't it? 15th, 16th September. We have like so. There's been two. Let's break it down into like the 2 8 games periods after
Hmm.
since playing you. So after playing you the first time, it was 4 wins, 2 losses, and 2 defeats. So we got beaten by we got beaten by Villarreal,
Hmm.
um, and Osasuna. Maybe I think it was like 2 really embarrassing defeats. Espanyol. We got beaten by, um, and since then, but since the game, the second 8 games has been really good. So we've been on a winning streak of 8 games. Confidence looks higher, although
Hmm.
defensively we aren't that good at the moment. Um, that's just like sort of a growing process every game, and we kind of face you at the perfect time because we're facing you on the back of a really impressive win against Real Sociedad
Hmm.
on Saturday, and I think that's probably our best performance of the season so far since Carlo returned. Like
Wow.
from minute 1 to 90, it was so complete, and on top of that, it was against a really good team,
Hmm.
and we haven't really had that. We haven't really had a performance like that against a really good team, like complete control. You expect Sociedad to come at you as well because good teams come at you, right? You can't always batter them for 90 minutes. So there's a way of sitting back and actually seeing what your opponent can do. And Madrid did
Yeah.
well. Like defensively, we were amazing. I don't know if Inter fans must have seen a lot of hype of Eder Militao on their timelines. He was absolutely monstrous in that game, shutting out Isaac, who's a very tricky player to face.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and obviously Vinicius is in great form. There's obviously the concern of Benzema not being there, but then straight away Jovic came on and he impacted the second half and he was the man of the match. So there's confidence going into
Hmm.
it, um, and Madrid will definitely look for a win because I believe even a draw will leave us top, right?
Yeah. But still, you guys be happy with the draw.
Yeah, no, see that's what I mean. I think we'll go for a win because the derby's next, and these are the sort of games like Madrid. The Madrid derby could be decided on the confidence with which either team comes into it. So
Hmm.
Athletic could be a Europa League team by Sunday, and we could be top of the table. Like that
Yeah.
sort of confidence. You going into such a big match like the Madrid derby, as well as having what we got 10 clear of them. Obviously, they've got a game in hand,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, man, like it could make the world of difference. So I think Madrid will go for the win, and yeah, expect a very exciting match.
Yeah, no, definitely it's going to be exciting match. And what do you make in terms of? I've got the predicted lineup below. I just took it from Marca.com. Do you think that's going to be it? Like Courtois, Vasquez, Militao, Alaba, Mendy, Valverde, Camavinga, Cruz, Asensio, Jovic, Vinicius, or no?
Nah. I'd say that's way off. Like unless they've got like a bug in the dressing room. I don't know how they manage
I
that.
mean, yeah, we're still 24 hours from the match, so I'm sure a lot of the lineups are probably very inaccurate.
Obviously, it'd be Courtois, Carvajal will start. I think he's sort of been easing him in and using Vasquez, so I can see why they'd say Vasquez might start. And he was good. He was very good. In recent games, he's been solid as a Carvajal substitute and a rotation player. But Carvajal will start. It'll be Carvajal, Militao, Alaba, Ferland Mendy's the big one because obviously Dumfries coming down. That battle should be really good.
Yeah, it should be good duel.
And obviously with Ferland Mendy, there's not a lot of teams that can do any overlapping runs in behind. So that left side is so secure with Alaba. Alaba's experience and Mendy's like toughness, and also Denzel's got a lot of work to do because Vinicius is our informed player, one of the most informed players on the planet right now. So yeah, back to the team. It'll be Cruz, Modric, Casemiro in midfield, and it'll be Vinicius, Jovic, and Rodrigo up front.
Yeah, and speaking of Jovic, what do you make of him? Do you have much faith in him? I saw someone ask a question about Gerard here asked was that his best game against Sociedad, and do you have much faith in him going into this match?
Oh, without a question, it's like being the poor kid. Like it's the only thing he's done.
The standard is very low from his time around it, isn't it?
Yeah, like it's tough, man. Because I like the guy. I just think it's tough when you've got someone like Benzema who's going through the best phase of his life. How coach like Zidane was never even one to even take him off in the 80. Like he wouldn't even come off in the 80th minute when a game's wrapped up, And when is Jovic supposed to play? It was tough on him. A lot of people say he's not good enough. I don't think we've seen enough to even decide that he's not good enough. Performances like that suggest he is good enough, like the weekend. But will he ever be given a chance? I don't think so. It's disappointing, but I think a good run of form now. How long is Benzema out for? Probably the derby as well. There's chances that he will be out of that. So he's got 2 games here. That'd be 3 big games in a big run of fixtures for Madrid. If he can come out on top in all of them, you never know. Like some players just need a bit of fortune and they can change their career. So. But if I had to put my money on it, I'd say he's leaving the club come the summer.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I made sure to ask as well is because he has been linked with Inter as well, Jovic, on a potential loan. So Inter fans, there's a few Inter fans on my channel, especially. There's a couple of Serbian guys that always try to ask about Jovic. And I could see, I always said, like, I feel like, the talent is there, but it's like a revive. You're trying to revive a career there. So if it's on a loan with the option to buy, I would take that gamble. But anything else, I think is too much of a risk with Jovic. He wasn't even good when he went back to Gladbach to Frankfurt on loan, was he?
Yeah, no, he wasn't that good there either. It's just confidence, Like I actually tweeted, and I don't mind getting proven wrong. Like one of like Real Madrid players proving me wrong and winning matches. Well, what else do I want,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I tweeted when he came on that first it was a lack of quality. It's like whenever he was brought on, rarely in previous times. But now it's just like a lack of rhythm and a lack of confidence, and the players just aren't in tune with him, And what is he like? We haven't seen enough of an example. If he's the player like Benzema who'll drop deep and get involved with Modric and Cruz, is he a player that can drift left, drift right, and get involved? That sort of player. We've not really seen that much of him. Even at Frankfurt, he was in like a 2-man formation playing off Sebastian Haller, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So like he's never played in that formation at Madrid, and Madrid just don't play that formation.
Who was the worst signing, Hazard or Jovic?
Hazard, I'd say. But I mean, both of them are terrible signing.
Hard to pick.
But price tag,
Yeah.
expectation, Hazard has to be Hazard. But yeah, going back to him, like we haven't seen enough example size. So I'd say good luck to the boy, man. If he can come out swimming after this, like period of 2 tough games, this has been tough, man. Like you Inter Milan going for top spots, securing top spot, and then the derby, which could basically wrap up the league. You know, they're massive
Yeah.
games. And if he can come out, like I say, without having not drowned in expectation, then I'll be so happy for him. Like I'm worried for him, but I'll be so happy for him.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you root for the guy as a human, but it's just like he's just not good enough for Real Madrid clearly. What about the midfield then? Who would you say is most likely to be starting? Tony Cruz didn't play last time against Inter, if I remember correctly.
It'd be Cruz, Modric, Casemiro.
Yeah, the starting trio.
Yeah, it has to be. Like there's a thing on Madrid Twitter that we just want rotations, we're just craving it, but
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. Not for these 2 games. Ancelotti doesn't rotate.
Because of you, like I get more tweets from like Real Madrid Twitter as well, and I see a lot of jokes and memes made about like Ancelotti using Luka Modric like a lot, like how we use Barella like every single game, every single minute. It seems like Luka
like
Modric is that guy for you.
There's that one, like the guy's, bless him, he's what, 37. I swear Ancelotti sees him like he's 20, something like that. Like, but then saying that he's proving him right. You know, like Modric is amazing, honestly. And the tough thing is for like even Odegaard left because he just couldn't break through, and part of me just wait for your turn. Part of me says wait for your turn.
Yeah.
And when you get the chance, like smash through the door. But then it's Modric, in it. Like you have to have a bit of patience and wait until his time's over, and then you get your chance. So part of me, and then part of me, or the second part of me agrees that like he's just never gonna get enough chances. So you might as well just go and play your trade elsewhere. You know, Fede and Camavinga get chances, but they'll in recent games they've been coming on. Fede's obviously just returned last couple of games, but Camavinga's been coming on, just shoring up things. Like he'll come on and play a game out, and he's so good. He's so intelligent for someone so young, and amazingly he played on Casemiro, who was at a risk of getting suspended for the derby, flying in with tackles when he knew he was going to get booked. And luckily Ancelotti took him off and brought Camavinga on in that DM role, which is I've been craving to see him in, and he did so well. I was so happy. Like you've got a player there who can play anywhere in midfield, and he's so happy as well. Like he came out in the press recently to Marca, I think, and he said like I'm so happy with the role that I've been given. Like I'm growing slowly, I'm getting in tune with the culture, I'm learning from these experienced players, you know, like humbleness, talent. He's got everything, and I'm just so happy to see him.
You were tweeting about him for so long as well. I remember you would like constantly watching him as well.
I used to watch him. I used to watch him when he was when he hadn't even broke through, like that PSG game when he was 16.
Yeah.
He destroyed Verratti and these lot. That was when he broke through. But I used to watch him before that, when not a lot of people used to. Because do you remember that comp that went viral, like over 2-3 million views?
Yeah.
PSG one. That was when he became known. But I used to watch him before that, and he reminded me of Redondo.
Wow, that's
Back then.
probably a good comparison actually.
He's the only player that's reminded me of Redondo till this day, and that's why I just loved him from that. And now he's here, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. All your like tweets became reality.
Yeah, a few more next year. That's fine.
Yeah. Project Mbappe, yeah.
Project Mbappe done, finished.
We'll see. And then what's the next one? Project Haaland.
Yeah, we're hoping one both of them in 1 year. Let's see if Florentino can get them over the line. That's what I mean.
Wow.
Like if Haaland does end up coming, then obviously Jovic is gone in it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no. Camavinga was great. Yeah, when he came on against Inter, he created that goal for the Rodrigo goal. Yeah, it was nice. It should be a really good midfield battle. Whoever plays, you know, Brozovic won man of the match against you guys, even though we lost, which shows how good of his performance was
Mm.
against you guys. So yeah, him up against Cruz, Modric, and Casemiro will be really good. Hakan's been coming into really good form. Çalhanoğlu recently, he's won like 3 out of the last 4 man of the matches as well. Like I never expected Hakan to be performing at this level. So he's become he owns that left centre mid spot right at the moment. So no
Yeah.
Arturo Vidal, and Barella's had a bit of a dip recently, because similarly as I was talking like with Modric, like he's the one who's like used every single match, and he just seems you can just see in his eyes like he just looks drained at the moment. So, but he's still going to play, and hopefully he returns to some better form tomorrow night. And yeah, up front is going to be Lautaro and Dzeko. Even though Lautaro, they said there was some injury issue, but apparently he's going to be okay. De Vrij is coming back from injury. He's 50-50 at the moment, but I don't think we should risk him. I don't know what the guys in the chat think. I don't think we should risk De Vrij. He's been out for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think this is a bit of a high intensity match to come back to, so I'd rather put in basically the same line that we had against Rome, having D'Ambrosio, Skriniar, and Bastoni at the back. I think that gives me the most solidity or safety at the back for me. If we put Di Marco in, someone suggested Di Marco at the back, but he's great on the ball, but he doesn't give me that solidity defensively. And yeah, for you guys, I think it's just Benzema and Bale out, right?
Benzema, Bale, yeah, they're the two big ones, obviously. I still think Bale, contrary to what Madrid Twitter think, I still think Bale would have played quite a lot for Ancelotti. He's just someone Ancelotti likes.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he would have played. So we'll see. We'll see. There's a nice fixture after the derby against Cadiz, which would be a nice one for rotation. But then knowing Ancelotti, bless him, he might even play the full strength there as well. So it needs to, like the Benzema injury, surely like alarm bells need to be going off somewhere. Like you can't be playing these players so much. Like they're over 30, man. Give them a bit of a break.
Hey, speaking of that, what do we joke about it a few times, but the Pintus effect has actually happened, right? Like your injuries are nowhere near as what they were last year, right?
Yeah, nowhere near as that last year. Yeah, nowhere near as last year. He's amazing, man. He's truly amazing. It would have been good to see. Obviously, Pintus Zidane is a different combo altogether, isn't it? It would have been nice to see that little combo, but yeah, it's happening. It's going well. I don't blame Pintus. If any injuries happen, I don't blame Pintus. I blame the lack of rotations because you just have to, man. The fixtures are just too many fixtures, and to not rotate your main core, which are probably an average age of 32, 33,
Mm-hmm.
something's gonna go wrong at some point, and that was it. In the
Yeah,
in his first tenure, it was everything's going so well. Modric got injured, a muscle injury, and that was it. Finished season, wiped, and like we thought that's it. Benzema's gone, finished. End the season now. But luckily, it's okay. But that's the thing. He needs to be warned, right? That's a big warning. He got away with one.
yeah, yeah.
If something happens to Modric or Cruz,
Yeah, it's big, man. It's big. Those are your key players. The same for Inter. Like I hope sometimes, yeah, Inzaghi were just kind of begging him to like rest a few of the players. He does it. I feel like he does it more than Conte did. At least I think Conte was just like really. It was really hard for him to like rotate. But with Inzaghi, I feel like he's a little bit more. He's more happy to substitute as well. Like 50th or 60th minute, he's a bit more happy to substitute players. Whereas with
it's
Conte.
an Italian thing.
Yeah, yeah, he is kind of like we always talk about it on the channel. It's like
They
a
trust
very
about they trust about 12 to 14 players.
Yeah, yeah, and usually, the experienced one, never the youngsters.
No, but Ancelotti's been good with youngsters in the past. And
Yeah, yeah,
look
Ancelotti
what
has,
he's
yeah.
done with Vinicius. Like he's given them confidence. Militao as well.
Hmm.
Um, he's been good with youngsters, even at Milan, wasn't he? He was quite good.
Yeah,
Didn't
yeah,
didn't Kaká come fairly young?
yeah, he did. But yeah, there's the elite talents as well. Like sometimes,
Yeah,
if
it's true.
the
Kaká, Pato, and all these are
yeah,
elite.
it's like even in Mourinho, like if it's like someone like Varane, like he will play him. Like if you're good enough, you'll be played. It's just
Mm,
like most of the time these guys are one. If you're like kind of almost there, they're not usually willing to put the time in. That's usually the level. But if you're one of these elite talents, like even Conte is not known for youngsters, but he put Pogba in when he was like 18, 19. Like if you're
mm.
good enough, these guys will put you in. Um, there's a guy, there's a guy who asked this question a couple of times in the chat, and I mean, I don't even think it's about Ancelotti rating him or trusting him. I mean, the guy's injured all the time, Hazard. But
See,
would you
he's
play him
not.
in the false nine role?
He's not injured at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, but when you play him, like it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah. He get
it's
injured, and I think it's a trust thing and where he can play. I actually tweeted what Abdi mentioned there when
mhm,
Jovic when Benzema went off.
yeah,
Jovic came on. I was like, this guy looks miles away. Like, why couldn't
mhm,
Hazard play as a false nine? He'd drop into these pockets where Benzema does, and he'd link with Modric and Cruz a lot better. Gives the chance for Vinicius and Rodrigo to come a bit narrower, but
mhm,
actually be overlapping, or just like because he can break lines. So then with Hazard, you get another player who can just break lines like Modric and Cruz.
yeah,
So to me, it made more sense. But then Ancelotti's does he not trust him? Maybe not. You have to earn the trust in it. You have to be in the match rhythm. You have to also think that Hazard playing at his best is on the left, where Vinicius is just undroppable at the moment. Um, where does he play him? Like he's tinkered with Asensio in midfield a few times this season. Does he tinker with Hazard somewhere? We haven't seen it yet, but the season's long, so to have a world class player, not a player in form, a world class like talent and like person is his clearly his qualities are world class still. If his body isn't, um, to have that on your bench and ready to go. So like you have to ease him in at some point. So like when the Copa del Rey comes around,
yeah,
maybe he'll start doing that because you need more than 12 to 14 players to
mhm.
win like two major titles in a year. So um, yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I think Hazard will eventually get his chance. Body, his body's another question. Like I can't answer that.
Even Pintus can't fix him.
If he stays fit, he'll get a chance eventually,
Yeah.
and he'll do well, obviously. But yeah, we'll see, man.
Yeah, and someone just asked if I do upload my streams on audio platforms too. I do, but not all the time. But I do try to. But obviously, because I have to do it like manually, sometimes I forget. But I do. Yeah, I should be able. You should be able to find me on Google Podcast and Spotify and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you just have to remind me sometimes in the streams if you wanted me to upload them because I'm not like fully 100% with them. But you definitely can find most of mine on audio platforms. There was interesting question. Well, we can combine them for you, bro. Which Inter player do you like the most, or which player would you take from Inter's 11 right now?
Barella, I take.
Would you start Barella over any of your
No, no,
midfielders?
no, no, no. I wouldn't start him. I'd
Yeah,
take him.
you can't you can't just take him. Like
Oh,
who would make your starting 11?
who would make it? Oh
Yeah,
shit. Okay, let's see. Skriniar probably. I
over
don't know.
over who?
See, that's the thing. Alaba. No, I'm not even going to go Skriniar. Skriniar's obviously world class, man. But Alaba. But you'd have to move Alaba somewhere else, and then we can't do that either. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone who starts. Honestly, without,
Wow.
I don't think
The
anyone.
disrespect to the Inter players.
Honestly, I don't think. Maybe you could go. Can Lautaro play right wing?
Mm, I
Uh,
mean, yeah, if you really want to force him, you could, but I think you'd have a stinker out there.
yeah, that's what I mean. So like, I don't think so. With
No,
I
fair
don't.
enough, man. I don't need to lie just because you're on this channel and just
Yeah,
gas it. But yeah, that's. I mean, like, now that I think of it, it's quite hard. Like even for me as an Inter fan, it would be hard for me to pick.
I'd say, but the three players who would add something, obviously, from the bench
Mhm.
are Lautaro, Barella, and Skriniar, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's because of the financial situation.
Yeah, definitely. It's a it's a shame, but we're still doing well with, even with all the issues that we had. It's still, I think we're gonna be right up there until the end for the title, and let's see how far we manage to go in the Champions League. Which obviously we want to try get this first place, because obviously we want to try avoid Liverpool, we want to avoid Man City, we want to avoid Bayern, we want to avoid all these big boys.
Big one, isn't it?
Um, so we're both going to be gunning for that top spot for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's well, some people obviously disagreeing with you. I would agree. I would think one of our centre backs definitely gets into your. I know Militao and Alaba have been in good form, but as pure defenders, I would say that either one of Skriniar or De
Skriniar
Vrij
would
would get
probably
in.
be the closest one.
Yeah,
De Vrij, I don't think so. Skriniar would be the closest one, I'd say.
yeah, yeah. De Vrij has had a little bit of a
You
drop in
could move
form this
Alaba.
season, but
You
he's
could move
underrated.
Alaba somewhere else, right? You could move Alaba midfield or something like. Actually, like interestingly, Alaba didn't want to come to Madrid as a centre back.
Yeah, I remember reading that in the
But
summer.
then,
No, he's stuck him there anyway.
but
That's
then,
what I mean, bro. He doesn't even want to be a centre back.
but then Ramos left, and then he was like, "Well, you got no choice, mate. You playing centre
Yeah.
back." Um, so I
No, I
don't
think
think.
I think people are not watching Real Madrid too much because they're calling your defense a dumpster fire. I think they're still thinking that the defense you kind of had last year, where it was.
No. It's been dodgy. No, it has been dodgy, but it's only dodgy because they're brand new to each other, right? Like it was
Yeah.
Carvajal,
Where
Mendy,
where do you
Varane.
rank in kind of La Liga in terms of defenses? Let me have a look. Like how La
It's probably
Liga.
not that
Are you
great.
like you're definitely not the first in the league, like is in best defense at the moment in terms of goal conceded. So you've conceded what, 15 goals?
Yeah, it's like
Oh, so
we
slow.
concede a goal a game, and it could be more if it wasn't for Courtois. Basically, that's the
Yeah,
truth.
so
Courtois
Sevilla's
saved.
conceded less than you, Sociedad's conceded less than you,
Yeah,
Athletic Bilbao's conceded less than you. So yeah, you're the fourth best defense. So yeah, one of our centre backs gets in, bro.
maybe. Yeah, you like at a stretch you could, but in terms of individual player quality, maybe it's close, isn't it? It's close.
Yeah. No, but it's painful though, because I know with you it's like, no, for Real Madrid fans, you've played Inter now. We've played each other three times now over the last couple of years, and you beat us every single time. So it's like we have to get this win to get some respect out of you guys now. It's like it's getting a bit annoying.
It's never fully convincing, though, isn't it? Like
No, no.
there
Apart
was
from that
one.
one when Vidal got sent off, and obviously you
Yeah,
just walked that one. The
that
other
was too
two haven't
easy.
been convincing.
Yeah, that was because like Cruz and Modric playing against 10 men is like a training ground for them. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, exactly.
it's easier for them at the best of times, and you don't want to make
Mhm.
it even easier for them.
Exactly. Yeah, let's end it on the predictions, bro. I was, I'm quite, yeah, because of the form of both teams. But as you said, you've got the derby to think about at the weekend as well, and you've had a busy schedule. I'm thinking we could get a win, but I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. I'm gonna still think Inter create chances, probably more chances than you guys, but don't take them, and then you guys kind of just get the result that you guys need to finish top of the group, just the professional and just control the game by the end of it. Even though I feel like we could sneak a win in this one, but I'm just yeah, Real Madrid in the Champions League is a different beast.
See, I think we'll win 2-1. I think we'll win 2-1.
Hmm.
But I'm worried. If there's one thing I'm worried about, it's set pieces. because
Hmm.
we were getting battered on set pieces and crosses into the.
Ooh, interesting. We're really good on set pieces because, like, we got a really tall team. We got really good set piece takers
That
this year, like
worries me a
Haka.
lot. That worries me a lot. That's the only thing that really worries me. It doesn't even like your fullbacks don't worry me that much at the moment because we've got Mendy and Carvajal fit.
Hmm.
Um, the crosses into the box was so vulnerable, man. So vulnerable. Like every team just chucks it in and we can't even handle it. We literally can't deal with them. Um, Apart from the Sociedad one where Militao was just amazing.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so that's the one thing that I'm worried about. Otherwise, I think Vinicius will probably have a really good game again, and he'll probably decide it
yeah.
somehow.
I am worried about him up against Dumfries because even the Dumfries came on as a substitute against you guys last time, and he only had like 10, 15 minutes, and Vinicius beat him like 2 or 3 times in that time. So I am
Yeah,
worried about that
no,
matchup.
that was Vinicius very really raw this season. Like now he'll just take a game by the scruff of its neck and win it for us. Like he's that good at the moment. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or a talent thing. Hopefully, it's a genuine talent, consistent thing. Hakan is getting a lot of hype, isn't he? I hope he just fades next season.
Yeah, man. That's the thing with Hakan. You don't know how long he can keep the streak going because what Milan fans will be telling us that he's
He's a
always
match winner, isn't he?
inconsistent.
On his day, he's a match winner.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. So hopefully tomorrow he is a match winner. Actually, now that you told me about your set piece frailties and just with the crosses, I'm going for a 2-1 Inter win now. I'm getting
That's
swayed.
one
I'm
thing.
getting swayed by the chat as well. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Inter win.
That's the big thing. Like we're really bad at defending set pieces,
Yeah.
and that needs to improve. And it can only improve with is it player quality? I don't know if it's player quality, which Skriniar would obviously help for.
Hmm.
But I think it's more coaching and they probably just don't even work on it. That's how bad it is at times. Honestly, like it's embarrassingly bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing with Ancelotti. He's kind of I always read about that, even at Everton, Bayern Munich. Like some players have moaned about kind of he's not really the most detail-oriented coach. He's quite lax. He's like kind of just leaves it up to the players to kind of do their thing.
Modern. It's not the modern way of doing it. It's quite
Yeah,
outdated, isn't it?
it's kind of that kind of yeah, like old school thing, like just trusting the players to do the job.
Yeah, yeah. But
But we'll
it
see.
hasn't worked so far. It gives me heart attacks every time the ball comes in. So I think I don't know. Is Inzaghi the type of manager that will like change up for every little opponent, or is it more of the same for every single opponent?
No, no, he's like pretty much just yeah, pretty much the same way for every opponent. There's no, no,
It's not tailor made adjustments made for.
no. I think
See
that's the
that helps. That helps a bit, I think.
yeah,
But I think he'd be crazy not to. Like, surely he'll have done his homework in it. Like these guys struggle with set pieces. I think he'd
yeah,
put
yeah,
a lot more
yeah,
crosses in.
surely.
It'd be interesting to see how many crosses or set pieces do you reckon you have on average per game?
I I don't know how many we have on average, but I know that we've scored the most headed goals in the league. I think we've scored 8 or 9 headed goals in the league, which is the number one in Serie A. So
It's quite a heavy cross heavy team.
yeah, yeah. I want to say we're crossing, inshallah, but we're definitely, Perisic likes to whip a ball in, and
And you've
yeah,
got two great headers of the ball up front, man.
yeah, exactly. Like Dzeko, Lautaro, even though he's small, Lautaro's really good in the. He should have scored a header against you guys actually
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah. He's
first
very
one.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a big forehead, so he's got a lot of surface area to hit the to hit the ball.
yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm worried about that. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
yeah,
Um, we don't really press, so there won't be more of that, any of that at all. Even less with Benzema out. Jovic won't press unless he's really told to and blackmailed. Otherwise, you're out of the team forever. I can't see him pressing that much. Yeah, I don't know. It's a game. These games are usually being decided on individual quality, haven't they?
yeah,
Very,
yeah, yeah. Like just that little spark from nothing.
yeah. And we've got
Or you guys, yeah, like last year, you really punished us on the counter attack, and the Rodrigo goal, we just kind of switched off that. We just left Camavinga on his own in the middle of the box, and then yeah, he
mm,
punished us. Yeah, we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot. Like last year was like Hakimi gifting you a goal, and like it was just
Yeah,
yeah, just need to minimize mistakes.
yeah.
Um,
Hopefully
but yeah,
that.
what's with Marcelo these days? What's my man doing? Is he just like on the bench most of the time now?
Just like a advisory leadership role.
Player coach.
Yeah, he's just chilling. You're one of those FIFA things, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
player, the one of those options you get in manager mode.
yeah, yeah,
Player thing. He's just one of those that he just doesn't really. He'll probably play Copper, and if he's really desperate for someone for a left back,
yeah,
um, but yeah, he's this is last year. He's club captain. They're just respecting him, and he'll get a really good send off, hopefully, which he deserves. Absolute legend, man. One of the greats.
yeah. Definitely one of the all-time great left backs, man.
Hall
But
of
yeah,
Fame.
Mudasa, man, a very, very good preview once again. Like a nice little quick 40-minute one. Always good to chat to you. And yeah, anything you wanna plug away at? I know you do really good work with your podcast.
Yeah, if you can. Obviously mentioned it last time as well. If you can follow the Real Talk podcast, I guess Sharma will plug it somewhere in the description.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I've got my own podcast and contributing a lot to a charity in Pakistan, where we build water pumps in poor areas. So yeah, I contribute to that with the Patreon funds and support, and so yeah, it's building slowly but nicely. So yeah, but it's always a pleasure to be here, and hopefully it's another Madrid win and another Inter Milan bottle.
no, come on. It's time to turn it around now. I'm sick of I'm
Not
sick
prove.
of losing to you guys, man. Like obviously there's nothing wrong with losing
Yeah.
to Real Madrid, but like at least
So
let's get one.
I don't mind Inter Milan at all because that's where my goat Ronaldo shined. So yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind Inter at all. So I hope we go through and then you get a nice draw. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
nice
hopefully,
draw in
man.
second place. That'd be good. Win, win, win.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll be messaging you tomorrow if we win. Otherwise, you
Yeah,
won't hear
yeah.
from me.
Otherwise, I'll be messaging you. Don't worry about that.
Well, yeah, guys, thank you everyone that came in here and asked questions. Appreciate everyone. Yeah, make sure you check out Mudassir on his Twitter. Very good follow. He's got like 20K followers now because for a reason, because he's good, creates good content. And yeah, check out his podcast as I've put there. And yeah, thank you everyone. Make sure you leave a thumbs up below and subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're a Real Madrid fan, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Just if you're interested in Serie A and stuff like that. Ciao ragazzi, Forza Inter.